welcome. We have Radosław Paczocha from Poland joining us for the next of these films with Fabulamundi playwrights during the lockdown. Welcome, Rado. How are you?
Hello. I feel good, I'm just waiting for the end of this madness time, and I'm happy that from time to time I could be in theater in Poland and I have a job and work, and so it's not bad, I think.
Let's begin with an introduction to yourself and your work. Tell us a bit about you and your career.
I'm a playwright. I have written for theater for more than 10 years, like 12 years, I think. I worked first in Teatr Powszechny in Warsaw by 6 years. I was the literary assistant. Then I started to write for theater. I won 2 or 3 theater contests for a new play, and it was the beginning of my career, I can say. And for 8 or 9 years, I work as a playwright and some kind of dramaturg. I cooperate with directors. I wrote a few adaptation of novels. I worked with another plays as a drama dramaturg in German style, and for 4 years I am a full-time playwright at the Rittberger Theatre in Gdańsk, and this is very important information in the context of pandemic, because thanks to my job, I could safely have lived during pandemic time, and it was almost a luxury to live safely. Safely in material side of my life, because I have a regular payment, and I saw that many people from my industry had more problems than me, so I can say it was luxury.
Yeah, I'm very aware that a number of actors and musicians and other theatre artists have had to find work elsewhere because all of their sources of income have stopped.
Yes, that's right. I know people from my industry, musicians, actors, directors, which received a lot of support, but I don't know, it was very quickly ate, and probably it wasn't very professional, but it was important that they could receive support. So it was a very helpful situation for them, but still there is a very big amount of artists, especially young artists, without any CV, who are in very, very difficult situation now.
It's interesting that you were working on a production and then you had to suspend it, but then finally you've been able to show it. One of the questions I was asking myself is whether the stories that artists were telling or preparing to tell before the pandemic, whether those stories still work after the pandemic, because the context is now so different. And I wonder how you feel about that.
We are asking each other, directors, actors, playwrights, when we talk about it, I can say that very often this topic, this subject, this question come back to us. Because it's like that we all the time we are thinking about pandemic now, even if we don't want to do that, we are thinking about it. Audience is thinking about it and waiting for the end of this difficult time, but the fact is we can't. I think that we can't talk only about it from the theater, but the fact is that it's difficult not to think that the world is changing so much. And for example, I can say about myself that as a playwright that this pandemic time, was for me very difficult, not only because of lack of social context, but also because of stop knowing the world I live in, you know. I just sitting at home and just watching the world from my window, from media, from internet, by media, by internet, by news, fake news about coronavirus. And me as a writer can't say I know this world, because where am I and where is the world? You know, we just experience this world the same, but we don't have a possibility to exchange these experiences. We just talking about it, but it's difficult to say that my emotions know this world, you know. So I focused on my inner world, on my emotions, on my memories, on the things I experienced before, and try to write something about it. And I can say that during this pandemic time, I have written the most personal play for many years in my professional career, because the fact is that it's easier to write about the past moments than to write about present moments. You know, I think the pandemic will have many children in plays, in novels, you know, but. I'm this kind of writer who is living more, and when I write, I living more by past is more present in my mind, you know, than present. So I think that pandemic time will come back to my mind all the time. But if you're asking me what to do now, how to talk with audience by performances. The problem is, and I agree with you, this is the problem, but I don't know where's the solution. Yeah,
it may be that what we need to do is to accept there isn't a solution, because even some audiences want work that reflects the experience they've been through. Others will want work that doesn't talk about the experience, that takes them away from this experience. Yeah. And sometimes we want both of those things at the same time.
Yeah.
And living with that paradox and that uncertainty is maybe the only thing that we can do.
Yeah.
The one area where I think it has been interesting is less in presentation of theatre and more in enabling workshops, enabling people to keep working together. Have you been involved in anything like that? Any rehearsals using Zoom as we're using it to talk now?
I had one time I was sick, and I tried to talking with actresses by Skype, and it was dramatic situation. It just longs 15 minutes or something. But I know from directors, they try to, especially at the beginning of rehearsals, when we are talking about problems in a play, you know, about characters, it's like a table rehearsals, yeah. Okay, we can do that and it's okay. But when you start to play with, especially with actors on the stage, I think it couldn't be good, you know. And the director said to me they hate this kind of experience.
You were working on productions when the pandemic began. Tell me what happened to that work.
Yes. I had two performances which were producing during pandemic time. One of them was based on my play, and we started rehearsals in October 2020. There was a time in Poland when theaters were open, but after a month later, theaters were closed because it was beginning of the second lockdown in Poland. And our director of Rittberger Theatre in Gdańsk decided to continue our work, not only our work, because there were two more productions. So that we just finished it, and we had some kind of inner premiere. I mean that our colleagues from theatre, our friends from theatre, were sitting in the audience, and it was just like a 15 or 16 persons in the audience, and we just finished our work, and it was like, froze this work, to put it in a fridge and waiting for opening theater. Of course, there was a situation when we just don't feel safe, because some of them started to feel bad, and I remember this production as one of the most difficult productions in my life, and very, very many bad emotions were inside, and but finally we finished these performances. We showed to the audience, which was great, because people who now came back to theater, they are very open for theater. They just like our friends, because they really want to be there. And thanks to us, during standing ovation, which is divided between standing for performance and standing for being there, So I saw that actors, many times I saw that actors thanks the audience. You are here, thank you. They shouted it from the scene after the performance. So this moment is very, very grateful, and I can't remember it. Yeah.
It sounds very moving.
Yeah. And this is maybe the most interesting moment from pandemic time for me as a playwright, because I just wanna remember about it, because it makes me, how to say it, I feel in correct place. I just wanted to do what I do, and I have to choose theater. I just feel like I choose theater the second time in my life, because there was so frustration situation during these months, and you see audience who is very, very open for theater. You just want to be there and do what you do.
Let me ask you a little bit about this question of new technology, because I think that theatre has very quickly had to resort to new technology much faster. I think the use of new technology in theatre has happened much more quickly in the last year than maybe in the previous decade. So I wonder if that has been part of your experience, and if so, how you feel about it.
There was some kind of boom in our reality here in Poland, because many of artists could receive an aid, material aid from many institutions to doing anything. But doing anything usually means that we can record something and put it internet, and okay, we'll do that. We can receive an aid, and we can earn money, and we could do anything. We are actors, and we are actors, and when we are doing it, we feel like actors now. So it's good, it's great. But I can say that many artists do things like that, and using modern media to do anything. But me as an audience, I can say that these films, these movies are not visible for me. You know, maybe they are somewhere in internet, but it's not easy to say that I know what was recorded. You know, of course, it's easier situation with performances, because I also have this experience, because 2 or 3 my performances were recorded not only by one cameraman, but there was a professional staff, you know, for cameras and some kind of movie job, and okay, I can see it, and I was very enthusiastic at the beginning. No, maybe not very enthusiastic, but I was open for this experience at the beginning. But now, after almost a year, I can say that it makes me very frustrated, because, you know, I don't believe it that this is a theater. You know, it's just a recording of performance, and just a recording of theater, but it's not a theater. Of course, another situation is when you are going to theater and you see modern media during the performance, like, you know, movies, like lights, like whatever. But you are there, and this is still theater at all, yeah. But I see that it's not in my opinion, because I talked about it with my colleagues from theater, and I see that we all feel frustrated by this, because maybe because we haven't had a choice, yeah. We just have one choice to see theater in internet or in TV or whatever, and we see that it's not this, you know. It's not this. We want to be in theater, and we have no choice. And I don't believe that it could be the same experience as being in theater. Maybe it's a banal true, maybe it's nothing new, but it's not the same when you just know it, and it's a difference when you feel it too, after so many months without any theater experience. So I'm very skeptic with this. I'm very skeptic with this experience, media experience, because just as I said, it's not the same, and it's not a way to say that we have a solution for pandemic time. So let's go to internet. Yeah, I can say more, but I see we just feel that Netflix, it's not good enough for us. So it's not bad, I think.